everyone, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adoornments Decor. How are you guys today? We're going to be painting this cute little spring truck design, and we're going to be doing it on a canvas garden flag. I picked up this little flag at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to be showing you how to paint this design onto the canvas garden flag. So let me just show you. This flag is large. It's 18 by 24 inches. It's pretty big. So if you've been following along, every Tuesday we've been painting live, and I've been teaching you a different way to use our printable templates each week. So we've done one on a wooden block. We've done a small piece for like a Valentine tiered tray. We have done, we painted on an acrylic frame, kind of like painting on a window. We painted on canvas last week, and then this week we're painting on fabric. So I've picked up several of these Decor So Soft fabric acrylics. So these are paints specifically made for painting on fabric. It says create fabric crafts with the softest acrylic formula available that will not crack, peel, or harden. The colors remain bright and vibrant even after washing. So you could really do, you could make a t-shirt if you wanted to and paint this on a t-shirt with these kinds of fabrics. Good morning, Ruby. I'm pulling up the video here on my laptop just in case I have struggled to read y'all's comments. I thought it might help if I had it pulled up here because my assistants are not here today. I'm all on my lonesome here in the craft room, so y'all pray for me. I've kind of gotten used to having help here with me, so we may have a little bit of a struggle bus situation. But Charlie, my daughter, is homesick from school today because she has the stomach bug. She did a lot of throwing up last night. So I told my assistant not to come today because I didn't want her to get sick too. Hopefully I don't get it again, because I had it I had it the week before Christmas. And then I think I had a light case of it about 2 weeks ago. So I'm ready for all this. Is anybody else ready for all the sickness to just get out of our houses? I feel like it's just been nonstop. Watching you makes me want to craft more. I'm glad it does. You know, there's a lot of people who follow me, and raise your hand if you're one of them, who have said that like they used to craft back in like the 80s or the 90s, and then they got busy as a mom, and they like had a full-time job, and they like lost their love of crafting because they ran out of time. But through watching my videos, a lot of them, Linda's raising her hand, through watching my videos, a lot of them have rediscovered how much they love crafting and painting, and they've picked it back up again. And now that a lot of them are starting to retire, they're starting like painting businesses. How fun is that? Like on the side and stuff. And it's just been a great way for them to make a little extra income and to keep them busy after they've retired. John just says, yes, amen, too much sickness. I have been sick more times in the last 6 months than I have been in like the last 5 years total. I'm just done with it. I'm so over it. I need to start taking like a immune booster supplement, laying out and getting vitamin D, whatever's going to boost my immune system. I need to just do that. Mandy says, good morning. Hi, Mandy. How are you? Okay, I can kind of see y'all's comments here on the screen too. So hopefully that will allow me to like keep up with questions. Crafting is definitely needed for therapy. I agree, Lisa. Okay, let's get started. So let me just start by showing you what we're working with. This is a template you can find in our shop. It's $7. It is the spring truck template. I have printed this one in 20 inches. So inside of our templates, there is a zip file, and they come with like 7 different files. So there's 4 sizes of PDF, 20, 12-inch, 8, and 6. And then there is, hang on a second. There we go. And then there's also cut files. So if you want to cut this out, maybe on your Cricut, I don't know why you'd want to do that unless you guys are probably more handy with a Cricut than I am. Some people might want to, I don't know, cut it out of paper. I don't know. But you could also use it on like a laser machine, like a Glowforge or a Thunder laser, to cut out of wood. But as I'm showing you today, you can use these templates on so many more things than just wood. So let me show you what else I've got. We've got graphite paper. This piece of graphite paper is, I think, 18 inches. I don't know how long it is, but it's big. I got it at Hobby Lobby. And then I also found this at Hobby Lobby. This is our garden flag. And you're going to want to take it out of the package and iron it. I did. but you can see that I still have some wrinkles. But I went ahead and ironed out the worst of the wrinkles because it was making it difficult for me to like lay the template and the graphite paper and everything on there nice and flat. So go ahead and iron the wrinkles out and get it kind of like smoothed out as best you can. Then you're gonna lay your graphite paper on this, shiny side down. Must be a helicopter going over. I don't know if y'all can hear that. But see how there's a shiny side? This is where the graphite is. Come in. I think Charlie's knocking on the door. What you doing, dear?
Good.
You feeling okay now?
I took 2 sips now.
You took 2 sips of water?
Yeah.
You want to tell everybody hi? She's homesick from school today. You tell everybody hi?
Hi.
Hi. Okay, Mama's got to paint, okay? You can go cuddle with Daddy.
Okay.
All right.
Love you.
I love you. We are always sick during school time, but summer we are fine. Exactly, because in the summer we're not like at school with all the kids sneezing on each other, and we're in the sunshine more. Sunshine is so good for us. Okay. Thank you to Tanya. It's sweet of you to say. So I'm putting this graphite paper down here, and we're just going to put it shiny side down. That's where the graphite is. Then we're going to lay our template on here. I went ahead, normally I don't do this if I'm working on wood, but I went ahead and cut out all around the perimeter of my design because I wanted to see exactly where I'm laying it on the canvas, okay? Because if there was a bunch of extra white space paper around this, I wouldn't be able to see exactly how I was positioning it. So I'm kind of repositioning it here, pulling it down a little bit. I don't want it to be too far toward the top because this little seam right here at the top is where the rod for the garden flag runs through. Now this video is probably going to take a little longer than some of my normal ones just because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. But that's why I try it out so that I can make the mistakes and then show you what not to do or what works better. What is the best to use for tracing? So this graphite, or some people call it carbon paper, is excellent. So you're just going to need that, and then I usually use a ballpoint pen. You can just trace around the shape. So get it positioned where you want it. And now we're just going to go around and we're going to trace around the entire design. Now you're going to need to make sure the design does not shift or move during this process, or your lines will not look good. So, and then every now and then just carefully lift up the edge and check to make sure that you are marking hard enough, because I'm kind of having to push down a little bit to make sure that the that the graphite lines are transferring to the fabric. And so when we're done with this, it should look like somebody has sketched this little truck onto the fabric for us. So I'm just carefully going around the edge of the design, just barely staying on the template here because I've cut it out all around the edges. So I'm kind of having to trace inside the design just a little. And this will take a couple of minutes, but I promise it's worth it. It makes it to where you don't have to freehand draw anything, because that's one of the main things that I hear everybody complain about when they want to learn to paint, is that they cannot draw. Well, with these templates, it makes it to where you don't have to be able to draw. You can just trace and then paint. If you want to see the same method done on canvas, go to my YouTube channel. I did this design not this design, but I did an Easter truck last week on canvas, and it's now on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to push down fairly hard so that it marks into the canvas material. I'll show you guys what it looks like underneath in just a moment. Does anybody have any questions? Juanella says, I tape mine down after I make sure I didn't miss anywhere before removing the tape from the template. I usually do that, but I wasn't so sure if the tape would stick to the canvas material. Wabbit Whisper says, what a fun name, says you can use double stick tape, double-sided, to hold it in place. That's a great tip. All the tips. I welcome all the tips because I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to painting on fabric. Are the blank flags from Hobby Lobby? Yeah, I think I mentioned that, but I don't remember. So yes, I got this blank canvas flag from Hobby Lobby. You go to the back of the store, kind of where, you know, where they have like the blank t-shirts and things like that that you can do, you know, you can buy. It's back there with all of that. They have like a blank pillow cover. They have garden flags. They have little canvas tote bags, anything you would want to paint on. Let's see if I missed any other questions. Brandy says, I joined Painters Clubhouse and then my husband got COVID. Oh my goodness. She said, but he just got off yesterday. He's been on the event since November and he just got off yesterday. God is good, Brandy. That is amazing. Wonderful information. I'm so glad to hear that. Will you paint it with outdoor paint or regular acrylic? So I'm using special paint for fabric. It's called So Soft Fabric Acrylics. That's what I'm going to be using today. Okay. I need to get this finished tracing. Can you put it on cardboard to hold it down? Can you pin it on cardboard? I'm not sure if I understand exactly what you're saying, how to pin it on cardboard. And I don't know also if the paint is going to soak through the garden flag or if it's going to sit on top of it. We'll just have to see. I'm also tracing the words inside this little banner here. Can you use a tracing pattern wheel that has little ridges on it? You probably could. I've never used one of those. Is that something that people who sew use? I don't know. When you use that, does it make like a solid line or does it make like a dotted line? Because I would want a solid line. And I'm just so used to using just an ink pen like this that using anything else would probably feel strange. Now I'm tracing around each letter too. Instead of tracing right through the middle of the letter, I'm kind of, well, I don't know. I don't know yet what I'm doing. Right on these letters down here, I traced through the middle, but the letters up here at the top, I was kind of going around the edges of them. So it just depends on your hand lettering comfort zone. If you're not comfortable with hand lettering at all, then you might want to trace around the edge of each design. I'm fairly comfortable, so it's just faster to trace down the middle of each letter, so I may just do that instead. Because if you trace around the outside of each letter, then of course when you go to paint it in, it's like paint by number. Okay, I've got all of that, so now I need to do the window to the truck. I was just thinking the other day though, wouldn't it be so cute if you made a door hanger like this out of wood to go on your door, and then you made a garden flag to match it, and then you made a pillow cover to sit like on a cute little chair or a swing that matches also. Like you could make an entire porch design out of one template, just painted on different materials and different things. You could even make a little 12-inch size one out of wood and attach it to like a welcome sign, like a porch welcome sign in place of the letter O. Or you could attach a stake to it and it could be staked in your landscaping like a yard art. Hi, Angie. Dawn says, I think you have a troll. I probably do. Let's go see. Who's trolling? I can't even pronounce their name, so let's just ban them from the live stream, and that way they won't continue to... Oh, there's my mom. She said those little tracers make a dotted line. Yeah, I probably wouldn't like that because I like to paint within a solid line. So I think I'll just stick to my method here of tracing it with an ink pen. At least that troll wasn't saying ugly things. They were just trying to get us to to go follow them on whatever it was. Okay, before I pick this up, let me just kind of peel it back. Oh, I realized, can y'all see that? I realized I forgot to trace the outer edge of the truck. Let me check on this side. Yeah, I started up here, but I didn't continue around the edge, so I've got to finish this line for the top roof of the truck. Okay, double check one more time. That looks pretty good. I see a line that I missed here. All right, I think we're safe. Let's pick it up. I'm gonna set this down here. Let me show you guys what we've got. So can you see the design? You can, yay. Okay. That looks excellent. I was gonna take a picture of it and I realized I didn't grab my phone. So hang on just a second. Because you know, I usually have an assistant here with me to snap pictures for the blog as I go. And since I don't have that today, and I'm using my phones to live stream, we're gonna have to take pictures with the iPad, which works just fine. So we'll just do that. Okay. Hi Kelly from Ohio. Michelle says, how do you get your patterns to match up? Mine never does. Oh, the comments disappearing as fast as I can read it. Oh, Michelle, so one of the tricks that I use when I'm taping a pattern together is I will cut along the seam. I will cut that excess white off. So if it's supposed to meet up here, I will cut the excess white space off of one side. So not both, but just one. And then I will take see the shiny stuff? That's shipping tape. I will take the shipping tape and I will lay it on the piece that I have cut, kind of halfway on and halfway off. And then when I go to put it on, I will overlap it over the white space that's left on the piece above. And I will just tape it down and smooth it out. So it works better if you do like this piece and this piece, attach them to make them one piece. And then this piece and this piece to be one piece. So then you just have to join those two pieces together. So that's how I did this one. But as you can see, sometimes they don't come out perfectly. I still have a little glitch right there, but that's okay. Hi, Kim. Yes, I'm going to be using fabric. No, my template's not laminated. It's just shipping tape that you're seeing on it. I like the shipping tape because it's nice and wide. And I can kind of get a better stick with it. Missy says, I'm so going to be doing this. Who else is going to be painting on fabric next? I'm located in Kentucky, for those of you wondering. Did you already say what size template? So this garden flag is 18 by 24. So I'm using a 20-inch size template. And because it's a narrow template, like it's taller than it is wide, it fits perfectly on this door hanger. On this door hanger, on this canvas. But if you were working with one that was just as wide as it is long, you may have to reduce the scale on your printer settings. So when you get ready to print it, maybe print it at 80% instead of 100%, something that makes it just slightly smaller so that it will fit within the 18 inches wide. What are you putting in between the two layers of the flag to prevent the blade? So this one is only one layer. There's not two layers. There's a front and there's a back. That's it. It's just got this little hemmed edge around it. I don't know yet if these paints are going to bleed through. We're going to find out in just a minute. If they do, then I may put like some paper or something down just because I don't want it spreading on the back. I don't know. I don't know if it's even going to be an issue. It may not be. Kathy says, your projects are so fun to make. Thank you, Kathy. Come in, Charlie.
I think I feel better because I drank all my water.
Good. Well, then you can have a little snack if you want. Maybe try some crackers or something.
Okay.
Charlie's wanting to try to eat.
But I'm gonna take a break, okay?
Okay.
I just want to go out.
That's fine. Okay, I think I'm caught up with the questions. I don't know. How do you keep the graphite from smearing? It wasn't a problem at all on the canvas because it's almost harder to transfer the graphite paper to the fabric. But on wood, you just have to be real careful and not like touch it as much because it can easily transfer. Where did you get the banner? Hobby Lobby. Okay, I'm going to stop answering questions just for a minute or we're never going to get this painted. So I'm going to be using an egg carton to hold my paints, and our truck, I've got my little example picture printed here. So when you buy a template from us, it comes with a JPEG like this. I just printed it at like a 15% scale, so it's little bitty. It's just as a reference photo for me, so I can kind of have that to look at. Our truck is going to be painted pink. This is the Fuchsia So Soft fabric acrylics. If you're wanting to grab some of these, I don't think all the stores have these paints in the stores, so you may have to order them online. But you can get these at DecoArt's website. I've put my affiliate link up above for you. And just search for So Soft fabric paint and it'll come up. Julie says, I will definitely be doing this next. I want to see pictures of all of your garden flags. So text them to me. I put my text number up in the description for you. So I'm getting just enough on my brush here, and I'm using the largest flat tip brush. I'm going to slide this down. This is kind of convenient too, because I can like pull it way down. And I'm just going to start painting inside the lines, or not inside the lines exactly. I'm also kind of covering up the pencil lines when I paint. Ooh, this stuff is going on like butter. I've never used this paint before, so. Oh, that's nice. And we're going to check in a minute and see if it bleeds through. But I mean, it is just going on so smooth and so clean. I'm impressed. And it's like covering really well. I was expecting to have to use a ton of paint in order to get, I was thinking like this is going to take a while because it's going to like require a whole lot of paint. But man, this is just like painting on wood pretty much. The only problem is that the fabric kind of, bunches up a little bit. So you kind of have to paint in a direction that smooths the fabric down or kind of hold it still like this. I'm impressed, y'all. So this is the fuchsia color. They have a bunch of different colors. I only ordered maybe 12 colors. I just got some spring colors so that I could do a few spring projects on fabric. Okay, so Aaliyah is giving us a tip. She said this paint can be run through the washer so that it's already weatherproof. I didn't even think about that. I knew that it could be washed in the washing machine, but I didn't think about that as far as weather goes. The only thing you might also want to do before you put it outside is spray the entire thing with something that, what is that stuff called that makes something waterproof? Scotchgard? Yeah, Scotchgard. Because I have had a garden flag before that I painted myself and I put out a long, long time ago, like back before I painted on wood. And it did start to get a little bit of mildew and mold on it. And so I wonder if spraying it with like a Scotchgard would prevent that from getting bad, like from happening. I don't know. Where can we find this paint? On DecoArt's website. If you're watching on TikTok, there's a link in my profile. You can go over there and click on it. That's my affiliate link. And you can search for fabric paint. I may have to switch to a slightly smaller brush to get this little, I don't know. I'm kind of turning my brush up on its end to get this skinnier area here. I'm too stubborn to switch brushes. Melissa says, I need to get some of that paint for sure. Another thing, which we're going to test some of this out later, that you can get is Fabric Painting Medium by DecoArt. You mix this with the paint you already have, and it kind of turns it into fabric paint. The reason I have it out is because I forgot to order an orange in the fabric paints. And so we're probably going to have to either make an orange by mixing our red and yellow together, or I can try out this Fabric Painting Medium with one of my regular oranges. Whichever you guys want me to do. But the Fabric Painting Medium, you would just have to mix it with the paint you already have to make it fabric paint. Oh, I just remembered. I need to snap a picture for the blog. Yes, Teresa was kind of saying the same thing that I was just saying. Let me see if I can put this on a timer, like a 3-second timer, so that I can take a picture. What's going on? There's no, hold on. We're having to, I don't want to take a picture of myself. How do I flip it? Sorry guys, hang on, technical difficulties. Oh, there we go. Okay, so get some paint here. I'm gonna snap a picture of myself painting this for the blog. Let's do another one just to be safe. We're trying to get more photos on our blog posts so that when you guys like go back to read them later, if you're just skimming through, you can quickly see what the steps are without having to read a whole lot. Because how many of you guys are skimmers? I'm a skimmer. When I read a blog post, I don't read all the words. I just skim through. And I'm like, just give me the bullet points. I wonder if you could paint an outdoor rug with it. I think you can just use regular craft paint for an outdoor rug, or I don't know. I don't paint rugs, but I know a few of our people in our Painters Clubhouse do, because we've had a couple of guests come in the clubhouse before teaching how to do that. Okay, this whole area here is supposed to be pink. So let's go ahead and outline that. Would you believe that one of the very first door hangers I ever did was burlap instead of wood? Didn't take me long to realize that I preferred wood over burlap, because the burlap soaks up the paint. It takes a whole lot of paint to paint on burlap. You're always impressed with my multitasking. It's, you know how like people have a bunch of tabs open on their computer screen? That's what my brain looks like. I've always got like a million tabs open at one time, and I'm trying to remember all the things. That's just mom life though, and the life of a creative. We're always coming up with new ideas. And always trying to do a million things at once. This paint is just, I'm so impressed with it. It's going on so smooth. It's just lovely. Let me outline the rest of our truck, all the area that's going to be pink. It is using more paint than I thought it would. I think because the paint is going on super smooth, and I'm not having to do like, I don't think I'm going to have to do second coats on the paint. But I am having to refill my egg carton frequently. I think it's just because, I don't know, the paint's a little thin, so, but that's what allows it to kind of soak into the fabric so beautifully, like butter. Like butter. Am I missing any questions? I probably am. Is there a baby in the oven? What? No. Are we asking if I'm pregnant? Definitely not. Definitely not. We're done with that phase of life, unless God somehow, decides differently. We've decided we're done. It looks purple. That's probably just the coloring on my phone, because it's kind of a rosy pink in real life. It's very pretty. I forgot to check to see if it's soaking through. It is a little bit. Can you see that? Like, you can see little bitty speckles, and you can see it on my table. But it's not enough for me to have to like do something about it. Definitely if you're doing this though, like at your kitchen table or on your dining room table, I would put something down just to be safe so that it doesn't soak through and get on anything important. But my craft desk gets paint on it every day, so it's not a big deal here. You missed the beginning. Is there cardboard underneath? No, but if you're worried about getting paint on your table, you could certainly put some cardboard underneath. Oh, thank you for sprinkling the love, Brenda from Canada. By the way, guys, July 15th and 16th, this summer, I keep saying next summer every time I talk about this. This summer, July 15th and 16th, we've got a crafting event coming up in Dallas, Texas. And we're going to be doing several painting crafts and hand lettering crafts and things like that to teach you guys a lot of new skills. We've got, I think, 10 different presenters who are experts in all different areas. So if you want to find more about that, more information, tickets can be purchased and information can be found at southernadornmentslive.com. southernadornmentslive.com. You can click on a little button up at the top to see who all of the presenters are. We've got them all listed there, so you can go and kind of see what the lineup is. But over 2 days, you'll be learning from 10 different crafters, Everything you make at the event, you will get to take home with you. There will be, I think, 12 different workshops that we're doing. It's just going to be a blast. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be like the best therapy session that you've ever had. So way cheaper than therapy too. And you get away, spend some time with some, you know, girls who are like-minded like you are, that enjoy crafting. It's going to be a blast. Come join me. Thank you, Mandy. She said, Aaliyah, Megan, and I are trying to grab all the questions. I appreciate that. I'm getting a small round tip brush to kind of go around the edge of this little mirror because I did it so quickly. I didn't do a very good job of it. And that big flat tip brush was not working out great. So just go around that one more time. Cover up my pencil marks. And I didn't do this side mirror at all. I didn't even realize that. I skipped it. You kind of do have to re-dip in the paint frequently because it, you know, the paint sticks to this fabric so nicely that you just have to grab some more and keep going. That looks great. Okay. I think that's all the area that's pink. Let me hold this up so you guys can kind of see. Does it look, still looks a little purple in the camera, doesn't it? But it's very much pink. I'm going to lay it back down. Let's go ahead and paint the inside of our, actually, no, let's skip down here to painting our bumper while that's kind of drying, because otherwise I will get my arm all in the pink fabric, or the pink paint, and I'll transfer it to somewhere else on the fabric and not mean to. Are they at all different times? Is it a pick and choose your crafts? No, Melissa. So the 12 workshops that you get to be a part of at the show in Dallas, everybody that attends will get to go to all the workshops. So the morning sessions, everybody will be in the same room. It'll be one large group with one main speaker. And then after lunch, we will do breakout rooms. There's like 200 people. Each of you will be put into a group of 50. And you will rotate among 4 classrooms so that everybody gets to do all 4 workshops. So you'll just move to the different classrooms. So it'll be great. You'll get to do all of them. Okay. Hi, Sharon from Tennessee and Susie from Arizona. I think we're done with the pink now. I did not buy a gray paint. So I'm just going to take my white and my black and mix a little bit of it together so that I can make a gray bumper. Put some white in there. I don't know how much this is going to take, so I'm going to try to be a little generous with how much paint I'm using. I can't get the, you know, the little plastic seals. Does anybody else have trouble getting these things off? Sometimes I can just twist and it'll twist up and off, and sometimes not so much. Okay, only one little drop of black because I don't know how much this is going to turn this gray, but I want to make gray paint. So I'm mixing with the bottom end of a paintbrush. And that's not going to be gray enough to make me happy. So let's do another drop of black. And see how that looks. It's looking better, but it's still not gray enough. It's just barely gray. So third drop of black. I'd rather add it 1 drop at a time than add too much and then have to, you know, add more and more white just to get it lighter, because that seems like it just wastes a lot of paint. Okay, I'm going to test this color. Still not gray enough for me. It's looking too white. Let's do two drops of black. So that's 5 drops total, I think. It's always tricky when you're mixing paint. A little bit darker. We're almost there. 1, 2. I'm going to do 7 drops of black. I think this is going to be just right. And I'm using the bottom end of my paintbrush because I like that it's like a little stir stick and it doesn't get gunked up on the bristles of my brush. Okay, and then I just wipe it off with a paper towel. Okay, So now I'm going to switch to a slightly smaller brush. This one's about a 1/2 inch wide. These brushes also came from the Decor website. So if you're looking for some great brushes, grab like the basics or beginner set of brushes. Those are great. So this is the gray we came up with. And I'm just going to use this to paint. Oh, that's perfect. How many drops was that? Was that 7 drops of black in my white paint? It's important to remember the formula in case I have to repeat it if I run out. And then we're just going to paint in this cute little bumper. This color is not nearly as fun to paint as the pink. The pink was just so pretty. Gray is just a blah color, but you know, do what you got to do to achieve the results you want. I also don't know, for any of you guys who've painted on fabric, can you use paint pens on fabric? I did not check about that. I didn't test it, so let me know what you think about that. I don't know if that's something we could do, or if we need to just use a round tip brush and do outlining that way to add some little accents. I don't know. So the hotel for the event, Sharon, is in Plano, Texas, and we have a group room rate. I believe it's $125 a night. And you can split that if you want a room with some other people coming to the event. In the past, we've had ladies have like split the cost 4 ways, and everybody just, if you don't mind, you know, sharing a bed with somebody that you don't know. I know that sounds really crazy, but you know, we all did it as kids at summer camp, and it was fun, and we had a great time. So I think it would be okay. All right, that actually, we didn't even need that much paint to do that, so it covered lovely. Let's go ahead and paint our little black tires while we're down here. Give that top area just a second longer to dry. You called them the other day and they're almost sold out. Are they? I need to find out because I have not heard that information. So now I'm just using the black and I'm painting the tires of our truck. We have a room block, so I don't think that's true. I mean, because we have a room block already, and I know we have not booked up the room block. So who knows? That could just be a marketing or a sales tactic to try to get you to hurry up and book a room. Because our room block is not full. I know that. So it may take a little longer to paint on this fabric, you know, because you're having to like re-dip your brush fairly frequently and paint in small areas at a time. But at least we're not having to do second coats on things like we would if we were painting on wood. You know, once you get it painted, it's kind of covered pretty good. You don't have to do it again. In my experience, paint pens will run, but maybe it depends on the type. I was kind of afraid of that too, Linda. I was afraid that if I used the paint pens that they wouldn't hold up in the weather, because we've had our paint pens to run a little bit before when you use like a brush-on sealer. So, I don't know. I may not chance it. I may just stick to the fabric paints and use a round tip brush to do some outlining. Now, I put that on fairly thick, so it did come through the back a little bit. Maybe the fabric paint has better coverage. I think it's just made thinner so that it can soak into the fabric, and and maybe it's higher pigmentation. I don't know. That sounds sciencey. I don't know. I bet it has more pigment or something in it. Back in the early 90s, my mom and I used to do holiday sweatshirts, and we would paint together and do things. And so, like, this kind of makes me want to paint a sweatshirt or something for Christmas and make, like, a custom sweatshirt. I think that would be so fun. Did any of you guys used to do that? My mom would go to the store and we would buy those fabric like appliques that you could get at Walmart. It was kind of like a kit to make a shirt. And then we would come home and we would like iron on the appliques, and then we would use like the little paint bottles that have like the real fine tip that you can kind of draw and doodle with, and we would embellish it with that. It was a lot of fun. I have great memories of that. How much are the tickets? Let's see. Hang on. Let me go read that question. Sharon says, we will drive. We're not that far from Dallas. How much are the tickets? And I think she's saying, will my husband have to buy a ticket for the sessions? He'll probably do something himself. If he's going to participate in the workshops and sit in the main room with you, he will need his own ticket because seating is limited. But if he's planning on like going shopping or going to the Bass Pro Shop or doing something completely different while you participate in the workshops, then he would not need a ticket. Dana says, my mom would do those with glitter pins for Christmas sweaters for your sisters and me. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, the puff paints. We use those as well. Okay, let's go ahead and paint the inside of the window. And I'm going to use this color. It's called Indian Turquoise. But I'm going to use it real sparingly because I'm going to mix it with some white to make it a lighter blue. Because see, it's pretty vibrant. So we're just going to use just a little bit of that and a lot more white. Stir that up. We're going for kind of like a sky blue. That's really pretty. That looks good. So it looks like 2 parts white to 1 part blue, if you needed a sort of a scientific measurement. And that's not exactly precise. It's just a guess. Okay, and I'm going to switch to, let's see, we'll use the large brush because this area here is going to take forever to paint if I use a small brush. And then we may have to switch to a smaller one to get in between all of these little tulips. That color looks great with this pink. I love it. Is that a flag? Yeah, so the person I'm watching on TikTok asked if this is a flag. It's a garden flag. We purchased it at Hobby Lobby, and we're painting a design on it using the printable templates that we sell in our shop. So I didn't freehand this little truck. I traced it on here using the template, and now I'm just painting inside the lines. I'm trying to reach over all of this. This is pretty big, and paint this area without getting it on my shirt as best I can. I probably need to snap another picture, don't I, for the blog. Okay, turn my timer on. Get some blue paint. I'll snap one going like this. I'm just really good at this. Like that picture turned out perfect the first time. The timer function is just awesome. It caught my brush in action. We're probably going to have to mix some more of this blue paint. It's not going very far. I kind of forgot about that when I was mixing it, that I probably am going to need a lot more than I needed for the gray. So thank goodness I paid attention to the ratio. Which, even if it's not perfectly the same color blue, I kind of feel like I can probably, because it's supposed to look like a window that's like reflecting light, it doesn't have to look exactly the same, and I can kind of blend them together. I think it'll be okay. Just in case, we'll kind of test it. That does look the same. I think we're good. You'll have to ask Siri how to use the timer function. Marina, it's a function on your camera. So when you open your camera up, there's a little bitty circle that looks like a timer. So you just tap that, and then you click if you want a 3-second timer or a 10-second timer. And so I used the 3-second timer. But, you know, if you have to get in position and you need more time, you can use the 10-second one. But I do that a lot if I need to take a picture of myself in selfie mode. I'll, like, put it on my tripod, and I'll click, like, the 3-second timer, and I'll strike a pose. It's funny when you're a business owner and you are kind of an online crafter and you have to take pictures by yourself or do anything by yourself, you kind of learn little tricks like that help you do things that you normally wouldn't have learned how to do. All right, I think at this point I'm going to switch to the smaller brush because that bigger brush is going to be getting in the way. So this is the little 1/2 inch size. The other one I was using was about 1 inch wide. Is that a case you have on your iPad to hold your Apple Pen? Yes, it is, and it looks kind of like a composition notebook. I think I have it linked in my Amazon favorites. But I love it. Yeah, it holds the pen nice and close to the iPad. It's very handy. So now we're just kind of going in between these cute little pots that are holding the tulips. The other thing I've noticed about this fabric paint is it's kind of thin, so you have to be careful when you're dipping in your paint and you're going like back and forth from the egg carton to your project, because I have already splattered paint because of how thin it is, it splatters easily. So just kind of be careful when you're dipping and transferring and going back and forth to make sure that you don't sling paint somewhere you don't want it. Because, you know, when you're painting on wood, a lot of times you can just paint over whatever you're doing, or you can sand it off with fabric. It's not so easy to do that. You kind of have to be more careful so that you don't get the paint in an area you don't want it, and then you can't get it off. Did you purchase the paint in a set or separate? I just went through and picked out the colors I wanted, so it's not a set. It's just all separate. But if you want the supply list and the color names of the ones I'm using today, if you will text the word list to the phone number that I have put up in the video description, we will send out a supply list later in the week with a link back to this video. If you're watching on TikTok, just know that all of my videos are recorded and uploaded to YouTube. So this video will be in its entirety over on YouTube later today. So I know it'll disappear off of TikTok here, but you'll be able to watch it on YouTube. And so you'll have a link back to the video and a supply list so that when you sit down to do this project, you'll have everything you need. And just text the word list to my phone number. If you want to write it down or whatever, I will tell it to you. If you're watching on TikTok, it's 270-207-9091. One more time, 270-207-9091. Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
What you doing?
Nothing, just wanting to paint.
Oh, you're wanting to paint? Well, why don't you get your paints out and I can grab something out of the closet to paint?
Okay, I want to paint in here.
Oh, well, I'm on video right now, so I can't have you painting in here right now.
I'll be quiet.
It's not that you won't be quiet. I just need to concentrate. It's hard for me to concentrate when you're in here. Because I turn into mommy instead of painter or teacher. You think that's funny? Did I miss any questions? How late are the sessions on the first day of your event? I think on the first day we plan to wrap it up around 5 p.m. I think, remembering the program. But we are having like a fun little after hours session from like 8 to 10 p.m. that night also. That's like a pajama paint party. Now it's kind of an optional thing. You don't have to come to it. But what it's for is we won't be teaching anything, but it's just a chance for you to hang out and get more time to paint and craft. If maybe there was a project that you were working on in a workshop earlier that day that you didn't get to finish, you can come back and finish it in the pajama paint party. Or if you purchase something at one of our vendor booths that is something you can paint, then you can bring that with you to the pajama paint party and you can paint it during the after hours session. So there will be paint supplies and everything on hand for you to paint. And it's going to be very casual, laid back. Like I said, there's not going to be anybody on stage teaching. You'll just get to hang out and paint and chat with everybody. So that is sort of an optional thing. So if you're worried about like driving and going back and forth, you don't have to come to that part. That's mainly really convenient for the people who are staying in the hotel that night to come back down from their hotel room to the main area and hang out. You love the flower door hanger for the new workshop. Thank you, Connie. She's talking about the one hanging up behind me. So that's a workshop we're doing in March 22nd through the 22nd and 24th. So we always do a workshop right before we open up the membership, our Painters Clubhouse. And so for $10, we will provide you with a template like you saw me use at the beginning of this video that you can use with graphite paper or carbon paper. And you'll just need a wooden round. You can purchase those from us. They'll be on sale when it's time to sign up. We'll have them on sale so you can order one. Or you can pick one up at your local craft store. I would just recommend you get one that's roughly 18 inches because that's the size we're going to be using. And you'll be able to follow along and paint with us and learn how to paint your first door hanger. Or your second, your third, your 10th, or your 100th, however many door hangers. But if you've never painted before, hopefully it will give you the courage to give it a try for the first time, because you won't be the only one who's doing it for the first time. There will be other people in the workshop who are doing it for the first time as well. And then, of course, at the end of the workshop, you'll be invited to join the Painters Clubhouse, which is our membership. So if you get hooked on this and you love painting with me, you'll get to do it every month inside the membership. You're thinking about painting aprons for Christmas presents. I love that idea, Vicki. That's so creative and such a nice, like, personal gift for someone. Diana says, I'm watching it, my grandkids in southern Texas. It's gorgeous here. I love this idea. I wish it was gorgeous here. It's sunny here, but it is still pretty cold here in Kentucky. And I know this project is probably taking me longer to paint than some of my others, but I'm just kind of enjoying it. It's almost like therapy time. I'm not in a big rush or anything, so I'm just taking my time getting this painted. And you should too. Like, you shouldn't feel like you have to rush through a painting project. Even if you're painting on Facebook Live, enjoy the process, because the main reason we do this is because it's enjoyable. Yes, we can sell what we learn how to paint. You know, we can make money from this, but if you don't enjoy it, then do something else. Need to find joy in the journey, as they say. That looks great. I'm kind of leaning my head and looking from different angles to make sure I got all the areas and got good coverage on them before I rinse my brush. Stephanie says, I love doing your workshops. Who's excited about the upcoming workshop? Let's do a happy mail, shall we? My assistant Aaliyah is probably watching in the background. We'll have her pick somebody. Tell me if you're planning on doing the workshop with us this summer, and in March. If you're planning on doing the workshop with us, let us know. You could also comment and let me know if you've done any of my past workshops and what you thought of those. Look at this crazy feather sticking out of my hair, going every which way. Susan's going to be doing it. Awesome. We're going to be picking somebody random in the comments to send happy mail to. Tanya says, do you use the same sealer for fabric as you do wood? Probably not. I would probably recommend some kind of Scotch Guard type spray. Rebecca says, I want to do the workshop. Awesome. Diane does also. Who else? I love it. It's going to be so fun, guys. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, I'm going to paint this area white next. Kathy says she would love to do the workshop. By the way, what we're teaching you to paint in the workshop, you guys can't really see that. Here, let me bring it down so you can really see it. This is what we're talking about. We're going to be doing a workshop teaching you how to paint this March 22nd and 24th. Sign-ups will begin early in March, like March 1st or 2nd, somewhere around in there. So that's going to be fun. Definitely get on our email list if you want to be notified when we get ready to do signups for that. Teresa says, I wish I could do the workshop. Why can't you, Teresa? No need to wish. You can do it. Somebody said, I've never done one of your workshops. I'm not sure if I'm doing the one in March, maybe, but I definitely want to try to paint a flag like you're making now. See, that's the thing, is if you wanted to paint this design on a flag, you could. You would just need to take the template we're providing you and print it at a smaller scale so that it fits on your flag. But you certainly could. And I know it's a circular shape, which might seem kind of weird to do on a flag, but what you could do is paint the flag one solid color first, and maybe paint draw out your circle, and then around the circle you could paint a solid color with maybe some stripes. You could do like a leopard print in the background. Y'all know I love me some leopard print. However you want to do it. Connie's going to make a cute one for inside her house. Okay, y'all ready to pick a winner? Did Aaliyah pick one? Aaliyah may have commented already. Let me look. I don't see it, but Aaliyah usually picks our winners for us. I'm watching, Aaliyah, so if you pop it in the comments, I'm watching. Karen says, I plan to do the workshop. I've done a bunch of your workshops. You're always so helpful and informative. Thank you, Karen. Cynthia says, I missed some blue under the last tulip. I sure did, Cynthia. Thank you. Barbara noticed it too. Thank you, Laura. She said, you'll love it. She's such a great teacher. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for that sweet testimonial. I'm just using my little round tip brush since this is a real small area to kind of fill that in. Aaliyah says the winner is Leanne Grizzle. Miss Leanne, if you are still watching, I want you to send us an email at info@southernadornmentsdecor.com with your address so we can send you some happy mail. Leanne Grizzle is our happy mail winner. I'll try not to forget. We'll do some more happy mail here in just a bit. I feel like I need to take a picture of painting around these little bitty cracks and crevices with this round tip brush for the blog. Hold on. 3-second timer. I'm just going to fake it because I kind of already got done with this. Oops. Hang on. I had the angle off wrong. I got to do it over here in the middle. There we go. Aaliyah, I hope you're proud of me. I'm taking pictures as I go. Like I said earlier, Aaliyah's not here today, and she's usually the one that helps me remember to do all these things. But I told her not to come today because Charlie is sick, and I didn't want her to get sick, so she was given the day to work from home. I forgot I also need to paint these little side mirrors, so we're painting those blue as well. I knew I shouldn't have rinsed that brush out. I wasn't done with it. I'm kind of using my left hand to hold the fabric nice and tight because it kind of makes it easier to smooth the paint out and to get a nice smooth stroke if the fabric's tight. Let's do this side. Angie says, you're very informative and helpful with all the details. It makes me want to paint. Well, come do it, Angie. You can totally do it. I don't just make it look easy. I mean, everybody always says that. They're always like, oh, you make it look so easy. But they're saying that with a hint of self-doubt that they can't do it. Just because I make it look easy, they think they can't do it. But the thing is there was a time when I didn't know what I was doing. Like today, I don't even really know what I'm doing. I have experience painting, but not painting on fabric. Just take your time. Give yourself a little bit of grace. Allow yourself to make a mistake. And don't criticize yourself so harshly when you're painting, okay? You can do this. There was a time when I didn't know how to paint. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was just having to figure it out as I go. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to be in that spot and to need help and to need to, like, watch a video and follow every single step. Somebody said, I want to learn to paint leopard print so bad. Oh, it's easy. It's easy. It's so easy. If I can, I'll try to make a quick little video for TikTok so that you can see, because it is so easy. But we are going to be teaching how to paint leopard print in this video, in this workshop as well, because I don't know if you noticed, but the background of this design has leopard print on it. So if you're wanting to learn to paint leopard, if you're wanting to learn to paint leopard print, we're going to be doing that in the workshop. Okay, I'm using my white and we're painting inside this little license plate. I'm just trying to be real careful that I don't splatter that paint everywhere because like I said, it's a little thin. It makes it easy to accidentally splatter it in areas that you don't want paint. So try to just take your time going back and forth from your brush to your palette. Or even pick it up like I'm doing here and get it closer so that when you're dipping in the paint and going back and forth, you're not splattering it everywhere because you're not going as far with it. Because while this paint does have excellent coverage, you kind of have to continuously dip your brush in the paint again because it soaks it up. What else could we paint on fabric? We could do a pillow cover. Maybe that should be our next Happy Mail question. We usually do 3. Okay, next Happy Mail question. Give me ideas for what other fabric things we could paint. Give me ideas. Marina says, I'm trying to work while I'm watching. Did you say that we could get on a wait list to sign up for the workshop? Yes, I will grab that link for you real quick because I think I have it right here handy while y'all are commenting your ideas. Well, I thought I did. Hold on. I'm going to have to go somewhere else and look and grab it. A table runner. Tabitha. That's brilliant. Gloria. Gloria, I actually painted on a baseball cap. It was probably 3 years ago, actually. I painted on a baseball cap and I painted like flowers and stuff and a cute little saying. So that's a great idea. Rugs, yes. A shirt, outside pillows. I'm like gonna have to take notes off of this later. Great ideas. Oh, thank you. Aaliyah put it in the comments for us. Thank you, Aaliyah, because I was struggling to find the link while I'm live. Now I've got to find my live feed and bring it back up so I can keep up with comments. Okay, we've got that painted white. Let me look at my little picture. Is there anything else that's white? Yes. So the string that holds up those little banner pieces is white. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that. It kind of just, you can't really see it anymore because I painted over the line, but because it kind of goes along the edge of these little banners, it doesn't matter. Hang on, I feel like I need a picture of this as well. Thank you guys for being patient with me while I take blog photos and paint at the same time. I feel like I need more than 10 seconds here to get in position. There we go. Got a good photo. And I'm just using this little round tip brush to create the line for the string that holds up the banners. I got a little off right there, but I can touch that up with pink if I need to. We're gonna wait till we're done to do any touch-ups though. Okay. Happy Mail winner is Miss Betty Goodson Ward. Betty, if you will email us, we'll send you something in the mail. Send us your address. Can paint an apron, craft bags, t-shirts. You guys have got some awesome ideas. Kim says, I love your idea of selling a flag, a pillow, a door hanger attachment. Super awesome idea. Yeah, because that's like a way to upsell your current customer, right? So your current customer is going to buy a door hanger for their door. But what about the customer who's terrible at decorating and wants to be able to buy coordinating pieces to make everything match, right? So they might buy other pieces from you to make like an entire kit to decorate their front porch. Think smarter, not harder. Okay, let's use some yellow and paint our little lights in the back of our truck. I know they would traditionally probably be red, but you know, we're not necessarily going for realistic here. We're going for cute and fun. And so the yellow is going to pop. So let's do yellow. So this color is called Bright Yellow, and it's one of the fabric paints. And I'm impressed at how well it is covering as well, because yellow usually is kind of transparent and doesn't cover very well, but it's doing a good job. I've actually got a little bit of water dripping down my brush, so I had to gather that up. And then of course you could paint this design on a canvas or something, and they could hang it up inside their home if they wanted to bring, you know, kind of tie it in with the inside decor. You could sell them a whole bunch of stuff. Leanne says, I'm on the wait list for Painters Clubhouse. I can't wait to join. March 28th. Tell Siri to remind you. That's when it opens. I can't believe she didn't hear me. Okay. What's next? Let's go ahead and paint. We've got our tulips. We've got a yellow tulip. And I'm using a round tip brush, but this one's different than the other round tip brush I was using. Let me show you the difference. So this was the other one that I was using. See how there's a lot less bristles and it's smaller? This one's thicker and has way more bristles, so it holds more paint. It's more ideal for painting in larger areas. So I'm going to use it to kind of paint in this little tulip right here, because I need to be able to, like, you know, get in the little points of the tulip. And I just need to have more control over the shape that I'm painting. It's harder to do that sometimes with a flat tip brush or with a larger brush that has more bristles. Are you adding a name to the tag on the truck? On the example, it shows a cute little yellow flower, but I don't know. I may add a name to it. I need to find out. I don't even know if we have like a little thing to hang a garden flag on. I may have to go buy one. Is it hard to paint on the fabric canvas? No, it's almost just like painting on wood. The only problem is sometimes the fabric like wrinkles. And so I've had to use my hand to kind of hold it tight. So, you know, as long as that doesn't bother you. Okay, I think I'm going to jump to painting the little pots. And they're in this picture, they're kind of like a terracotta color, which I did not buy a paint that's that color. So I think we may test out the fabric medium. So I talked about earlier this little fabric painting medium that you can buy from Decor. You mix it 2 to 1. So 2 parts paint, 1 part fabric medium. The only thing is on the back of the bottle, it says that you need to heat set with an iron for 30 seconds. So this does not say that you have to do that. No heat set required. So I'll just have to remember to do that. But you can use it with your regular craft paints. So I'm going to use this color that's called Cinnamon Stick, because I forgot to buy a fabric paint that's this color. Hang on, we're going to need more than that. So 2 parts craft paint, 1 part fabric medium. And no, I'm not measuring. I'm just eyeballing it. Mix it up. It's going to look kind of milky, but it thins out the paint and kind of gives the paint a slightly different, I guess probably like a different texture, something that will look and feel different on the fabric. It probably softens the paint up a little bit. You put it on a foam board and pin with thumbtacks to keep it from wrinkling. So LaDonna must paint on fabric frequently. This is like one of my first, well, probably second or third time. I haven't done it a lot, and I don't have a lot of experience with it. So here's the color. It kind of looks like a terracotta color. It's called Cinnamon Stick, and it definitely thinned the paint out wow, yeah, the paint is going like butter onto the canvas. So this is the fabric medium. So if you're going to be picking out some colors of the fabric paints from DecoArt's website and you're not sure like exactly which colors you need, I would just pick out a few basic colors that you like and then also add this fabric medium to your cart, because if you forget to buy a color and you sit down to do a project, you could have this on hand and you could easily supplement with this for the colors that you need. I think it would probably be quite tedious and obnoxious if I didn't buy the fabric paint and I just used this medium to do the entire project, because then you would have to mix every single time you needed more paint. You would have to mix the medium with it. So using this, hang on, I have gotten paint on my hand, on my arm, from the license plate, and I was transferring it everywhere. I think it would just make the whole job a little bit less enjoyable if I had to sit and mix the medium for every color that I'm using and every time I needed more paint. So it just simplifies things a little bit if you use the So Soft fabric paints and then only use the medium for like a supplement if you forgot to buy a color and you need another color. Does that make sense? Okay, Aaliyah put the link to sign up for the wait list for the workshop. So let's see. I wondered if I could pin your comment, but I'm not seeing that option anymore. Let me see if I can scroll up to where you originally commented it. If I can find it. Hold on. No, I can't. So I'll just put it in the description up above as well. Oh, there's the button to pin the comment. I found it. Took me a second, but I found it. Thank you for sprinkling the love. Ooh, LaDonna says she likes to paint on denim. LaDonna, that gives me some ideas. I really would love to take like an old pair of my jeans and maybe paint leopard print on them, or even just splatter paint just to make some like really cute colorful jeans.
Mom,
I need to do that. That would be so fun. Mom, yes, Charlie.
Can we go to school now?
You can't go to school. I'm glad you're feeling better. Did you eat anything?
No, I don't like to.
Oh, well, you can't go to school. But if you want to eat some, I'm glad you're feeling better. That probably means you are about ready to eat something. So if you feel like eating something, you can. Or if you want to wait till I get off here, I can make you something.
Okay.
Okay. I told you to try some crackers. Did you try crackers?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I just want to do crackers with something.
Okay. I'll fix you something when I get off here.
Okay.
I shouldn't be too much longer. I'm getting closer to being done. Okay, so I have painted over the letters on this, and I can still barely see the pencil lines through this terracotta paint. So if you struggle with hand lettering, before you paint these little terracotta pots, you might want to trace over the letters with a Sharpie or something that's going to show through the paint a little better, just to make sure you can still paint your words. Okay. Am I missing any questions? Do you guys have any questions about anything? Hey, friend. Painting on bows. Ooh, that's a fun idea. I haven't thought of that one. All right, so let's paint our next little tulip. What are you doing crawling around on the floor?
I tricked you.
You tricked me?
Yeah, I closed the door and I'm like...
Yeah, I knew you didn't go out, but I didn't know you'd crawled over here.
Oh. You didn't know.
Everybody can see you know that?
Yeah, I know. Because like I see it on my head right there.
Oh, man, this shrink wrap plastic is on there good. Hang on. See if I can cut it and peel it. Oh, don't be turning my lights off. Put that back on. All right, you're going to have to go in the other room. You distracted me. Bye-bye. Adios. Okay, so this is the purple. It's called lavender. Go on, Charlie. I'll be in there in a few minutes.
I just want to, like...
I know. You want to be in here distracting me.
No.
No. Yeah, you do.
I want to...
This is pretty, this purple. I like it. I feel like I need to capture a picture of this also. Hold on. Hold, please. Four, three, two, one. Multitasking. You guys have gotten quiet. Oh no, oh, it wasn't updating. I couldn't see the latest comments because it's just showing me the pinned one. Is that the iPad Pro? Yes, it's the iPad Pro, and it's the smaller one. It's like 11 inches or something. I used to have the big one, and I actually prefer this smaller one. It's a little bit more portable. I can like quickly and easily toss it in my purse or something like that. So I like it better for that reason. Okay, also our little banner down here has colorful flags on it. So this one right here is purple in our example photo. So I'm gonna jump down here and paint this purple while I'm at it. Again, if you don't want to have to freehand, Charlie, you're gonna have to go out, babe. If you don't want to have to freehand the lettering on your little banner, trace over those letters with a Sharpie first so that you can see them through the paint. That'll probably be easier than trying to realign your template and get it perfectly aligned. So. Diane says, hi, Charlie.
Hi.
Hi. Mandy says she wants you to feel better.
I am.
Is Charlie coming to the live event? That remains to be decided.
Look.
What? What are you showing me? Oh, you stacked all of my tape up? Angie says, my little brother painted on his jeans during school, just doodling. He drew a Mickey Mouse and several other friends. By noon, he had sold his jeans and wore his gym shorts the rest of the day. That is a little young entrepreneur in the making. I love it. That's awesome. Okay. So there's also supposed to be a yellow banner piece, and I forgot to get yellow, or forgot to paint it. So let's go ahead and do that. It's this letter I right here. So I'm just using a little round tip brush so that I can get the points of this little banner nice and precise. Anytime you're trying to paint in a nice little tight crack like that, instead of starting up here and going down towards the bottom of the banner, start at the bottom, at the tightest little corner, and pull your brush up and out of that corner. You'll have way... Charlie, you gotta go out, babe. You're distracting me. I love you. I think I probably hurt her feelings. But it made me jump, scared me. She dropped something and it made like a loud clang. It's just distracting. It's hard to be a mom and a person who teaches on Facebook Live at the same time. It's like I don't have the patience for her to be in here while I'm doing a video, because I can't talk to her and talk to you guys at the same time. It is what it is. Thank you, Martha. You like the banner. Thank you, Candy. Okay, next color. Let's do a green. We haven't done any green yet. This color is called Bright Avocado, and this is also the color that we're going to use for the little stems and leaves on our flowers, but it's also one of the colors of the banner. So we're going to use it on this N. Look how vibrant that is. The pigments in these fabric paints are definitely bright and very colorful. And supposedly they are not supposed to fade at all in the sunlight. So I'm excited about that. This should stay looking great. I'm so ready for spring. I'm ready to start decorating for spring. I'm ready to start doing landscaping. I'm just ready to be outside. I'm tired of the winter. Okay, while we've got this on our brush, I'm going to go ahead and go up here and paint the little stems of our flowers. And like I was telling you before, if there's a tight little area that you're nervous about painting, start in the tight little area and pull your brush up and out of that area. You'll have more control over your brush. And I don't know if this is helpful, but if you struggle to know like which way to pull your paintbrush with the paint on it, always think of pulling the paint. Think of like starting the paint in one area and then you're pulling it to the next area that you want it to go in. You cannot push the paint with your paintbrush. It doesn't work. It just makes it look messy. So if you're pushing, you're going to have trouble. Pull it. Pull the paint from one area into the new area you want it to go. Maybe that helps somebody, hopefully. All right, I got to use my other hand to kind of hold this tighter because there's like a wrinkle right down the middle of the flag. And it hits right on the center of that little stem. Do you think you could use the fabric paints on wood and other surfaces too? Blair said. It's only made for fabric, so I would not recommend using this on wood. Only on fabric applications. What says? Hang on. Oh, that's the wrong bottle. It says, it will not crack, peel, or harden. Colors remain vibrant after washing. It doesn't say, it just says fabric craft. So I definitely wouldn't recommend using it on other crafts. Personally, too, I do not like for my paints, when I'm painting on wood, to be this thin. Because you would have to do a lot of coats to get good coverage with a paint this thin on wood. So I definitely would not like that. Also, I'm not sure how well it would stick to the wood since it's made for fabric. My stomach's starting to growl. That must mean it's lunchtime. How long have we been on? We've been on 1 hour and 22 minutes. I told you guys this one was going to take longer than usual. But hopefully y'all are enjoying it nonetheless. Thank you, April. She said, beautiful project. Can't wait to see the results. Marina says it's all good. Our little drummer mom at Sunday evening church service had her 3-year-old on stage with her. She was stressed. Yeah, everybody else probably enjoyed that performance. Like, you guys probably love seeing Charlie in here with me. Do you not? Y'all probably love it because it's like, oh, look, she's so cute and she's funny. And it's just funny to see me interacting with her as a mom. But just know that on the inside, I'm so stressed. And I'm like, get out of here. So sometimes it's just not worth it. How much does a bottle of this type of paint cost? I forget. Somebody may have to look that one up for me. You love my flag. Thank you, Rochelle. Okay, next color. Let's do a blue right here. I got this one called Ocean Blue. And we're going to use that to paint this little part of the banner. Ooh, this color is lovely. Hold on, I got a water droplet that was trying to run down. This is so pretty. It's so bright. Really like this color. And it shows up so well. Okay, we also have a blue flower. It's this one right here, so we're going to go ahead and paint that one in. Aaliyah just said, let's do one more Happy Mail. I think that's what she said. Yeah, she said, let's do one more Happy Mail. So leave a comment. Let's see, what should our comment be? What's your favorite thing about spring? Answer that question for me. What is your favorite thing about spring? Is it seeing all the flowers blooming? That's one of my favorite things. Is it getting to plant a garden or work in your landscaping? Is it seeing all the birds return? from down south. They come back. What do you love about spring? One of my favorite things, which start to appear right about the next week or so around here, are seeing what we call the March flowers pop up. They're also called daffodils, I think. But seeing those start to bloom is one of the first signs of spring around here. And it's one of my favorite things because my birthday is March the 6th. And so every year growing up as a kid, when those flowers would bloom, it would remind me that my birthday was close and I was excited about it. And it always felt like God made those flowers bloom just for me around that time of year. Now, as an adult, I know that's not exactly true, but there's no harm in thinking that. So it always just felt like a special treat that those only ever bloomed like the week before my birthday. So that's my favorite thing, is that the March flowers bloom, or the daffodils, whatever you call them. Are the paints water-based? Yes. You love the flowers, the warmer temperatures? Yeah, absolutely. Definitely the warmer temperatures. So we're just painting this little tulip in with the same pink that we painted the truck. And we're supposed to paint one of these pink, but I don't want to paint it the same color. So I may take this pink here and add a little bit of red to it, I guess. Like, I want to make it stand out to where it's not the same color as the truck. I don't know if I want to add red though. Maybe I want to, instead of adding red, maybe I just want to add a little bit of white to it so that the pink is lighter, more of like a pastel pink. Let's do that instead. Because I don't want the color to get darker. I want it to stand out. So I'm adding white to the color that we used on the truck to create a lighter shade of pink. Sharon loves the flowers. Mandy loves the flowers in the warmer weather. Being able to walk outside and exercise. Yes, definitely. Joanne's birthday is March 7th. That's so close. Flowers blooming. Yes. Easter lilies. Love those too. Those are very pretty. Warmer weather, daffodils, and knowing that Easter's close behind. Easter's kind of late this year. It's April, is it the 17th? It's later than it normally is. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So we added a little bit of white to this pink, and look how it looks on. I may add a little bit of that to this tulip also, just so that it looks different from the truck. You can even do shading on this fabric paint as long as you do it while the paint is still wet underneath. That looks lovely. Okay, do we have a happy mail winner yet? Kimberly says more sun. Definitely more sun. I was looking to see if Aaliyah had commented yet. I don't see it. So if I missed Aaliyah, just comment it again because I'm watching. Your birthday's March 4th. Mine's March the 6th. The last time we had a Southern Adoornments live show was in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was on my birthday. And it was like it was probably the very week before the entire country shut down because of COVID. And yeah, that was the last time we were all together. So I miss it so bad. I want to get together with you guys. Weather and crawfish boils. You can't, Cynthia says, I can't just pick one thing, but I know when I start seeing the Blue Jays return, spring's around the corner. I love that. Kim's birthday is March 12th. Okay, our happy mail winner is Miss Sharon Swanson Becker. Congratulations, Miss Sharon. Send us an email. Okay, the last color that I need is the color for these two, and I don't have that color, so we're going to mix another color. I'm going to choose sort of an orange that's bright. Let's see. Where's the jack-o'-lantern orange that I have? It's somewhere around here. Here it is, or orange flame. This is a nice, really bright orange. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to mix it with the fabric medium that we talked about. 2 parts paint, 1 part fabric medium. And I'm going to use this for the orange for the flag and for the tulip, because I didn't buy an orange paint. And we're going to have to wrap this up because my stomach is growling. I need to eat some lunch. Also, poor TikTok up here. I don't know if you're frozen or not, but it says 20% battery, so my phone is dying. Kimberly says it's my favorite time of year. Mine too. Rebecca's birthday is February 29th. Is that of a leap year? I think that's a leap year date. I don't really know. I can't ever remember if leap year is the 29th or if it's the 30th. Wow, look how bright this orange is. This is going to look great. I like it. This fabric, I'm glad I had this fabric medium on hand because I was going to try to like mix two colors together to get like the right color of orange, and I don't think it would have been this nice and bright. So I'm glad I had that medium to supplement with another paint color. Again, this color is called Orange Flame. It's just a craft paint. And we mixed it with the medium to make this color. Probably need to take another picture. I haven't taken one in quite a while. If you're just now tuning in, I'm taking pictures periodically so that I have photos for the blog post that's going to go along for this project. So that later, if somebody else is watching it, they'll be able to follow the instructions and look at the pictures and kind of know what I was doing in the video. So that's what that's for. There we go. Okay. I got kind of out of the line over here, so let me straighten that up. I think that looks good. Okay, we finally have all of the base colors, the base coats of everything painted. So now we can kind of go in and just add some finishing details. So that would be like our little black and white lines and things like that. We can put a word down here. I will go ahead and paint Bennett, my last name, down here where the name part goes. So I'm just going to use a round tip brush and I'm going to freehand this. I'm just going to do capital letters. If this scares you, you could probably write it out in pencil first. Because I know freehanding letters does not come easy to everyone. It definitely is something you have to practice. So if it makes you feel more comfortable to write it out with a pencil first, do that. You could even write it out on tracing paper first. And then once you have it on your tracing paper, or even if you don't have tracing paper, you could just use printer paper. Write it out on your printer paper first, and then use your graphite paper to transfer your own lettering to the fabric. Or if you don't like your own handwriting, here's a third option. Find a cute font that you like, print it out the size you need, and use the graphite paper to put it on there. Let me show you. There's my name down there at the bottom. Oh, can you see all the paint that made its way onto the... And you can see there's a little bit bleeding through the back, but it's not bad. Oh, don't want to fold it over and mess it up. Okay, let's finish this up. Let's do the lettering on our little pots. It said, let me look at the picture. Actually, that's supposed to be in white. Rinse my brush. I'm just using this little round tip brush. We're going to paint in the letters. And it looks like the left hand stroke of these letters is thicker than the right hand stroke. So I'm going to try to try to replicate that font as best I can. You definitely want to make sure that the little pots or whatever you're painting on, your base coat is dry first though. Mine is nearly completely dry. So I'm proceeding. I feel like we need a picture of this as well, of the hand lettering part. There we go. So the pots say hello, and then the banner says spring. So all together it says hello spring. Okay, so there's the hello part. I need to allow this to dry just a bit longer because that pink is still pretty wet. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna take and, I don't know why I rinsed that out because I still need white paint. Add some little details with white and black to make this really pop. So we're gonna take and get a little bit of this round tip brush and kind of wiggle squiggle it onto your design. If you wanted to, you could also use, like we were talking about, the little puff paints and the tulip paints and things like that that kind of have like a fancy applicator tip that allows you to kind of make a nice small spot. You could do that with this, or do this part with that if you wanted to. I kind of like scribbled it out first, but I'm having to go over it a second time to get it to cover well. So just take your time with it. Thank you, Kathy. What size brush are you using for the lettering? It is a size 3/0 round tip. That's what I've been using this whole time. Again, if you want to get the supply list for this project, you can get it by texting the word list to my phone number. We've got it listed up in the video description, and we will send out the supply list probably, I think it's usually on like Thursday or so that we send it out, so that you can do this project at home. And you can have all the colors that we use. You have a link back to the video and everything that you need. Okay, I'm just kind of trying to follow the picture, but also kind of just doing my own thing here, adding these little accents. It's got little wavy lines on for the tread on the tires. This right here, these little accents and things that you add at the end are really what like completes the whole thing. Without it, I feel like it always looks like it's not quite finished. Okay, switching now to black. I can use the black to kind of outline things. So I'm going to kind of go around the edge of our little truck bumper here. And then the edge of our little license plate. And I'm kind of doing this almost like I'm sketching. So I'm not doing like one solid line. I'm actually kind of doing like little scratchy, sketched looking lines. It's easier to do that, and I actually like the way it looks better. It's a little more whimsical, a little bit more artistic, a little less like coloring book lines. And so if you have a shaky hand, that's actually probably the best method for you to use. Okay, we also need some that kind of go like right here, because that's kind of like the tailgate of the truck. So put a little bit right here, and then go around the outer edge of our truck. Working our way up, let's go around the window here. What do you guys think? Are you liking it so far? Allow yourself to be a little messy with this part, okay? This does not have to be perfectly drawn on here. This is the kind of the finishing touch, and it's supposed to look artistic. So allow yourself to be a little messier than you normally would. Everybody usually gets to this part and they're like, oh, it was easy up until then. And then they put too much pressure on themselves for this part. And they feel like they have to make everything look just perfectly traced or outlined, or all the highlights and things in just the perfect spot. And they stress themselves out adding these finishing details. And then they don't enjoy the process anymore. So try to give yourself a little bit of grace and just go with it. Let it be whimsical, let it be a little messy, and enjoy it. Outline the bottom of the window. Oh, I forgot. We probably need a picture of this part, don't we? Thank you, Missy. She said, that is adorable. Thank you, Carolyn. Martha said, I wish I could paint like that. Everybody tell Martha, anybody can paint like this. Because all you have to do is pick up a brush and give it a try. I used to not be able to do this because I didn't have any skills and I was nervous about it. So, whoops, I got the timing of that picture way off. Hold on. We'll get it while I'm tracing around this edge here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Anybody can learn to paint like this. You just have to have the desire to learn and the patience to let yourself mess it up a little bit and let yourself not do it perfectly the first few times until you get better at it. If you can make it past those first few projects where everything is not just perfect, I mean, really, even now, this project, nothing is perfect on this, but it eventually develops into your own personal style, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, let's see, what else are we missing? I want to outline these little pots a little bit, put a little bit of a line where the edge of the pot meets right across here. My sister-in-law the other day said, well, you know I can't paint. And I said, there's no reason you can't. And she said, yeah. She goes, I'm no good at it or something. I said, you know what you're lacking? She's like, what? I was like, the desire. I said, if you wanted to bad enough, if you desired to learn to paint bad enough, you could do it. But I said, you don't want to bad enough. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody is going to want to learn to paint, and that's fine. If we all knew how to paint, then, you know, then everybody could produce anything, and then none of it would be that special. Let's see. Yeah, let's put some little accents on the flowers. So there's nothing wrong with that if she doesn't have the desire to really learn. But if you feel that desire within you to actually learn how to paint and you want to, don't rob yourself of an opportunity to learn. Follow along with one of my videos. Give it a try. Choose the one that looks easiest to you to start out with and just go for it. I'm just adding a little bit of black around the edge of these flowers for some detail. I know it can be a little scary to add black to flowers because it feels like it's not supposed to happen, but I promise you it's okay. I'm not completely outlining these little leaves either. I'm just kind of doing some little accent lines. Makes everything pop. Okay, I think the thing I'm missing now is the lettering on the banner. It's the hand lettering that I can't do, Brooke says. I get that, but you can learn that part of it too. There's lots of videos and things that you can watch. There's things you can do to practice. So just kind of work on work on one thing at a time. Like, you don't have to learn how to hand letter right now. Right now, if the painting part of it's what scares you, do that. If it's the hand lettering part of it, start practicing. Practice on like cardboard or something. If you're scared of the painting part of it, practice painting it on cardboard because it feels a lot like painting on wood. Start out by just using something like this where you don't have to freehand the lettering. You're just tracing over the lines that are already there. I can still see the pencil lines through the paint, so I don't have to freehand this. I can just paint inside the lines to add these letters. There we go. Thank you, Teresa. That is so true. Elizabeth says, I wish people wouldn't say I don't have time, because if it's important to you, you make the time. It's okay if you don't want to try it. Yeah, exactly. People always say, well, I wish I had the time. But then again, like you said, if you wanted to learn bad enough, you would find the time. Okay, I think we're all done, guys. I could continue to add details to this all day long, but we've been at this an hour and 45 minutes already, so I think it's time to call it. Look how cute, you guys. Cute little garden flag. It's a little time consuming, but so rewarding. Look how pretty this is. I will try to find a flag holder for this and post it, like stick it out in my yard and take a picture for you guys so you can see what it looks like actually hanging up out in the yard. Somebody on TikTok said we can't see or hear you. That's because my phone battery is dying. I've got 10% left. So if you want to get the links, if you want to get to the links to anything we've talked about, they are in the description up above. If you want to get the supply list and a link back to this video, text list to my phone number. I've put it up above. It's 270-207-9091. If you want to rewatch this video, it's going to be on YouTube later today. Again, if you want to paint with me, we have a workshop coming up in March. You can go get your name on the wait list right now. We're not taking sign-ups just yet, but putting your name on the wait list just makes sure that you'll get reminded when it is time to sign up. But this is what we're going to be teaching. It'll be happening March 22nd and 24th. And afterwards, you'll be able to join my painting membership, the Painters Clubhouse, if you want to take it a step further. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon. See you next time. Bye.